Shall we start?
LinkedIn connect ஆயிட்டு
So let us wait for one more minute and start the session. Disconnecting. Okay. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to the people who have joined from different various regions. So thanks for joining and welcome to the webinar. Still quoting your transformer using Excel. So let's see what CPQ can do. So before jumping into the webinar, let me introduce myself first. So I'm Subhastri Vijay Balan. I'm working as an associate at Lemonade Cloud Solution, and I'm part of marketing team, so I'm the host of today's session. So with us we have Arun Kumar Ganesan, the speaker of this session. So he's a seasoned SAP consultant, and he has expertise in CPQ and CRM products, and he also has an expertise in various verticals like manufacturing, telecommunication, and a lot more. So hello Arun.
Hello, all. Very good afternoon, good morning, and good evening to all. So let's wait. I think we'll be waiting for a couple more minutes, or we are starting, Shubha.
So we can start with Tarun. So it is already time, we can start.
Fine.
So if you have any queries, you can drop in the chat box. So we can discuss after at the end. Yeah, we can start, Tarun. Over to you. Let me share the screen.
Thanks, Shubha, for that nice intro. So until it comes up. So Shubha had already given me an intro about me, and I am, something which she has not covered. Uh, my team and I are hope to build number one CRM and CPQ solution for the manufacturing, especially for the transformer manufacturers, right? And already we have done a couple of sessions on the our CRM products that were tailor-made for the transformer manufacturing. And please do watch our previous videos from the YouTube channel, which is Lemonade Cloud Solutions. And if you have any queries, also reach out to us. And today's topic would be more towards, you know, last time we saw CRM and, how do we really solve the coding problems, especially when we deal with complex manufacturing, where engineering is the key, and every code requires a new item to be designed. So in such cases, what generally the sales team would do, and what mistakes the companies are doing today, and how we can definitely avoid those mistakes and use smarter uh, tools, right? So, and stay away from Excel and get an integrated tool like the Lens CPQ, right? And really make it profitable. So just moving on to the next topic, next slide, right? We find this pattern in almost not just smaller companies. So from our experience interacting with various different companies, so we still find a lot of people quoting in Excel, especially for engineer to order scenarios. So what does this actually do, right? Um, you know, we have a lot of versions of Excel. If you could find one like quotation V to final, and revised, right? So we don't know what to refer. And of course, we would get a lot of pricing mismatch because all this pricing information are stored in individual Excels and not as in a central repository, right? And if something we need an approval where the margins are below the thresholds, or we are going for a discount which is more than the higher estimated limit. So we need to go for an approval, right? So and again, it goes for delays and other things, right? So we don't have a rule which is enforcing this. So what does that do? Like, say, I mean, sales representative will have multiple different tabs, right, with so many different Excel versions and things like that. Finally, they will end up something uh, like this, right? So, generally, what happens after this? The business slows, right? Customer will not wait. Yeah, right. So, people would think, I have a very good CRM and I'm still okay with managing Excel. And why do I really bother about other things, right? So if you see, um, CRM and Excel definitely cannot keep up or match your engineer to order scenarios, especially, right? So CRM can do a lot of contacts and marketing, keeping up the orders, inquiries, all these things. And what Excel will do, Excel will have couple of formulas centralized. It's not centralized and it is locally stored in some of the users' system or sales manager system. But what does actually a CPQ? I'll just introduce a term called a CPQ or configured price quote. We will understand what it is, CPQ, in the upcoming slides. But CPQ is will have it will have more rules, controls, and approval mechanism, right? And it will also integrate the teams together. If you see, without CPQ, if you see, right, so we mostly will have outdated pricing and codes. And if you give a discount, mostly we may not know whether it is an approved discount or not, because sales can give whatever discount they want. And of course, when even they wanted to ask for approval, and it is all slow process. Margin leaks, of course, it goes for negative margin, right? So we have seen companies in large scale also making a lot of orders, right? They are booking a lot of orders, but when we take the margin, they go for negative margin, or sometimes very low margin is what they get per quarter. So, but what CPQ on the other hand can deliver, right? So you could do a live configuration about your products that you want to do, and your pricings are always protected, because it will not allow you to do any calculation errors, right? And all the anomalies, especially you wanted to give a discount from the limit you wanted to go, higher discounts, or you wanted to really lower down your margins or commissions, all these things, when it can be really go to an approval rule, right? So it brings in accuracy basically, right? So if you in your company, if you have a system and tools, now all these should really work in your favor and not against you, isn't it? Right? So now we have seen, like a CRM and Excel are already introducing problems, and what is the cost of quoting with tools like Excel, right? So of course, a lot of companies in our experience, companies which are group companies or individual companies from past 5, 6 years of experience in this industry, we have seen at least 28 percentage of quotes are missed deadlines, right? And there are about 15 percentage margin leaks, or 15 percentage margin leaks is huge in terms of companies operating at a range of 20-25 percentage margin, right? 20% margin, 15% margin leak is too much, right? And delayed quotes because of various different approvals. Mostly we go to the customer, after certain time, by the time customer would have already gotten approval from different or quote from a different customer company, right? A different vendor. And of course, visibility from a visibility standpoint, we really don't know like who is working on what, when the order came and when is supposed to get delivered, who is working on it, complete zero traceability. And because of that, we basically lose time. And of course, margin is definitely leaked. We lose trust between the customers, and finally, we are losing deals. All right. So it should be not a frustrating task, right? So at the end of the day, you made a lot of sales, but you are not making margins. So it is expensive, isn't it? Yeah. So now, so we have seen, all right. So uh, we have seen our problems, and we have got Excel to handle it. But when Arun, a salesperson, comes and asks me like, so I'm dealing with Excel today, and you say like it'll when I'm also having the problems, right? But what should I do? I researched. There are so many different tools. CPQ, I have got some other tool. CRM, they have got some other tool. ERP, I have got some other tool. So many different tools I have. Should I buy all these tools, and then can I integrate that so that my CPQ will work? No, it's not exactly like what you think. If you buy your alone tools, it will not really work in your favor, right? It might add more complexities. You can have tools, or you can select things that really speak your product language, especially you know it should really integrate with the design team, your finance team, your sales team, right? So, you know, this is really important. So it should, whatever finance says, like they should be able to configure the price flexible enough on different levels. And of course, it should integrate all the teams together. The tool should take care of integrating the process of the sales, manufacturing, design, and finance, right? So all these things should be integrated. So in nutshell, if you see in the bottom line, it should integrate three different major functions of your, engineer to order scenario, especially the sales, engineering, and finance. All these things should be linked, and they should be always connected and live. Yeah. So now, you could ask like, okay, you said like you said like you have to have a um, tool which will take care of integrating engineering, finance, and sales. Now, what should be the tool or the concept we have to adapt? So that's where the CPQ comes into picture, right? Configure price code, especially designed for engineer to order scenarios, right? Of course, it can also handle make to order scenarios, but it is more really required in an engineer to order scenario. So what does it do? Configure. So configure is, it really configures your product in various different aspects, right? So various different parameters based on the customer requirement. It guides you on how do you really configure your product. And it can also do a compatibility check with your existing products, right? And also it gives you a lot of controls, right? And the price, of course, this is where is really important. We get real-time pricing because finance always updates the relevant pricing information, and it can for example, in transformer industry, like things like copper prices are really important, and the entire pricing can go take a different next step if copper price is not properly monitored, right? So it varies at least week on week. So it needs to be really updated on real time, and we need to have controls on margins, because based on time period and other things, we have to really adjust the margins, discounts, quadriles, because whenever we go overboard or overshoot our discount thresholds, we need to really have a control mechanism, right? So generally, what traditionally people do is they have two eyes, four eyes, six eyes, eight eyes kind of thing for protecting the margin. So whenever discount is made for a certain level, we have to have another person reviewing it manually, right? So that's how the discounts are guardrailed today. But when we see all these things, you configured an item and you control the margins and the price, and finally we just need to get the quote for what configuration we have made. So right from the configuration, we got requirement we got from the customer, we configure the product, create a price, or just get the price from the configurations we have already made or the pricing rules we have already made, get a quote from the system and issue to the customer. That simple it should be, instead of toggling between multiple Excels. Yeah. Yeah. Now, okay. So we have got CPQ. And how does this is being handled in Lens? You could ask, hey, Arun, you are telling about CPQ. Does really Lens capable of handling CPQ on its own, right? So the if you see, Lens has got a very good CPQ capability. It is called as Lens CPQ as a product, right? Primarily driven by rules, and all these rules can be easily configured, and it is all configured by the sales team mostly, and it is very well integrated to the existing ERP system, or we have our own ERP to integrate, especially the stock, bill of material, and even the sales orders and delivery logistics. All this can be integrated post your code, right? And in CPQ, very important thing is the workflows. Workflows are bringing in controls, especially when we the margins are getting leaked, and when we wanted to really offer a quote with lower margins than the threshold, right? And we also wanted a discount control mechanism, right? So when we go beyond the discount levels, and we also needed some controls. So we need a control mechanism, especially in CPQ, to avoid lot of losses, right? And of course, we need a system which is a single source of truth. I need not look for information from a different system for pricing, different system for the offers, controls, the customer information. All these things need not be checked from a different. I need a single source of truth, right? So, what Lens is all about? Lens is an unified platform or unified ecosystem which seamlessly connected between it makes a connection between engineering, sales, and your procurement and operations. And in fact, we have not built a tool, right? So we have embedded all the processes into into an application that really simplifies your operations. Yeah. So, I mean, here is a very good, transformer manufacturer story, like what we are working with them for more than 4 years. They came to us with a lot of problems, especially around. They already had a tool, and the tool was, um, meeting some of the requirements, but not all. But still, they have to deal with Excels, Words, and emails, so many different things they have to have manually, and they were really not able to make out good progress margins, and they were mostly almost manual processes, right? So so what they had an Excel before, and every deal they would be having 3 to 4 revisions minimum, and all these revisions are done again from scratch, right? So whenever customer is asking for a revision, they would do it from scratch, and all manual approvals. Whenever there is a margin leak or something, it is all a manual process, right? So now, what happens? Today we have implemented Lens CPQ to them, and with this, what today they are having, they have a very good CPQ product logic, which is with this they can actually do a very good design in the screen based on the customer need. Based on that, it will automatically pick the pricing based on the configurations we have made. And of course, zero errors, near zero errors. I will say like it is without errors, right? And it will always have margin visibility, right? So the moment the quote is created, you would see like what margins they are making out, including their transport, logistics, sales commissions, after which how much EBIT I'm really making. So all the visibility they can really get on the screen when they make a quote, and automated workflows. When they wanted to really lower down, say I mean the sales agent want to really give a discount, what they do just, you know, beyond their limits, it will automatically trigger a workflow to their supervisors and so on and so forth. So if you see the earlier, if you even in today, if you ask, the normal industry standard is giving a quote for an engineer to order scenario is about 14 days. And for a normal regular make to order scenarios, it will be about 7 to 8 days, right? So, but with implementing Lens, now we have reduced even engineer to order scenarios to 4 hours, right? So mostly automated documentation, right from the documentation, getting the designs, getting the material cost, all these things are automated, right? So mostly, and just a couple of approvals after that, it will go out of their inbox. So that's all, right? So within 4 hours maximum, this is the average time for us. Uh, certain codes are even getting released from their system within 15 minutes, under 15 minutes. So this is how the transformation is happening. So we were able to issue 60% more offers, right? The customers now, and at least 6%, 9% margin they have boosted, because wherever they are making low margins, the margin have increased, right? And of course, right from the requirement when where it came to the going with the offer. So today they have complete visibility, right? So, I mean, what customers today have to decide, right? So, and how we really come and help you, right? So, what as Lens Lemonade we do for customers who are having problems like this. So we really convert them from Excel way of working to an intelligent coding system like Lens CPQ, right? So we identify their current pain areas, and then map their pain areas into rules and approvals, and then we make a small pilot to take one product line. Say for example, if it is dry with one particular rating range, we take that product line and do a pilot. And then if the pilot goes really well and the system is able to, I mean, team is able to adapt the pilot, then we roll out to multiple product lines, and then we integrate the costing engine and inventory details uh, to the ERP system, existing ERP system if they have one, like to get the bill of material details or the customer information from them. All these things can be integrated from an existing ERP. And once after that, we train the sales agents or their whole team to really make benefit out of the a tool, right? So this is how we really accelerate and ladder it, right? Yeah, right.
So
So
from here, we can take a pass and we can have a demo. You can start sharing around.
sure, Subha, I'll just share my screen. Um, just let me share my screen. Okay, I think I'm getting into a. Okay, right. So I have this is our CRM and CPQ tool integrated, and this is also mm, it's got an ERP integration, analytics integration, and AI integration also, which I'm not going to showcase today, which because that is not the scope of the discussion today. I'm just going to show what is the CPQ capabilities of Lens. Again, um, I'm just going to show a overview of it for details about this session on how individual things are configured and all the other things. We will have a separate session, and based on your request, we will, if it is really needed, and we will arrange another session which will tell how things are configured and more details about this, right? So now, this is how so the controls will work, and that's all, right? So mostly this much should be enough for you to really start with your CPQ. You would need a customer database, and you would need a couple of configuration setups to be done, and a couple of master data item, customer, and couple of contacts. The design system, right? So the approval system, price presets, and the price list. With this, you will be able to really make a very good CPQ. And of course, this can be rolled on to multiple factories if you have multiple factory systems, right? And all these configurations can be done. For example, let us start with this quotation preset, how it looks, right? So this is where we give controls on the different levels of approvals. Whenever we reach 100K, it can be self-approved, like level one people can approve. Beyond from 100K to 300K, the level two people can approve, and so on and so forth, right? So we also have discount protection, right? Up until 5%, the level one can approve, level two can approve from 5% to 10%, and so on and so forth. Anything beyond that will be approved by level four kind of things. And couple more, defaults. And we also have kept what is the price recalculation frequency, meaning if a price is expired, and it should alert us, okay, this is an expired price, and you should not be quoting, and we have to recalculate the price, right? So that is the thing. And when we go here to the price list, and we can create multiple price lists as much as possible, where you wanted to have a region specific selling, and then you can create have your own margins, transports, and a bit percentage. For example, let's say like Spain selling. Let me take Spain selling. So you can control your EBITDAs, provisions, transport, and you can also use this selling for different countries accordingly, right? So these are the controls we are setting up, and there are a few more controls like yeah, how do we really configure the this is a specific um, configuration and the transformer types we are making for from a factory, and what are the different controls we have kept. So right, so we put what ratings are accepted, or what ratings a factory is producing, and so on and so forth. And there are HP settings, LV settings, so many different settings. And we also have a cost setting. This is where you just give simple rates about your factory settings, and with this we will be able to actually um, get a design calculator, right? Um, so now if we go to the design, so I have made a setup. Now I have got a requirement. Let's say like customer is asking for a transformer with some parameters. Let's say like they are asking for 1000 kV with um, um, 5000 volts, and then 430 LV, right? 430 volts LV. So how do we really design that? And a few other parameters. So we create a new design, for example, like this. You can add a new design, and then most of the things are automatically populated because based on the factory settings. And if I give somewhere around 5000, and it should either stop me, if I say like, hey, 40,000, whether this is there, and this is accepted for this factory, for example. So then accordingly, most of the values are populated, right? So we just create a new design. So I show an existing design which was already created. So yeah, we are already created a design. And then if you see the direct material cost, labor, total cost, everything is derived, right? I mean, so this is really possible with an integration from an existing design tool, right? So if you have an existing design tool, and you can integrate that to get the direct material cost. And once after that, you get all other details directly computed. So that's the power of CPQ tool, right? And you create an item for that. So once the design is approved by your design team, and an item you are created. This item is the item which you will use for your sales. Right now, if you go to the item, you would see like the item name, couple of details is automatically created. You attach the design reference to it, right? And you see there are different prices created. So the standard selling is this much, and so many different prices have got created for various different regions. Different prices have got created. So I really don't have to do it, all this manually, right? So that's how the system works. And so once item is created, we will just go simply create a quotation for this. And for example, let's say like if I wanted to create, I mean, this is an already created quotation. Um, Let me check this quotation, for example. And so this is how the quotation is created. I mean, we just created a design, and that design was converted to an item. And once the item is created, we just have to add the quotation here, like this. For example, just the customer, choose the customer, and request date, for example, and project name is, you know, webinar, right? And for this customer, automatically the price list is picked up because these are all configurations we have already made. And that is also already picked up. Just choose the item which was already created and picks up rate and other things based on the thing. So I'll just show like if you want to really do a different price, you would see a different price coming up. Yeah, I mean UK selling, if at all I want to use a UK selling, can use, but the customer is from France and it should be France selling by default. Make it to France. Yeah. And that's all the quotation is created. Most of the details are filled, I believe. Yes, done. So your quotation is ready. And let's say like you can just view this quotation, how it looks. Yeah, this quotation is ready to be sent. And let's say like I wanted to really, um, yeah, because so it gone into an approval, probably because I'm not able to approve it, right? So that's how it puts some controls into the system, and it makes me not to proceed further, right? Because we have to really understand what is the logic behind this and system is preventing me from really submitting the code or something, right? I don't know. I think I can self-upload because I can self-upload because it's within my limits, right? So that's as simple as that. And you can send an email right from here. And for example, you already got the email with an attachment and just have to send it. That's all. So, that's as simple as that. You just have to go and do a couple of configuration, you create a design, and then issue create an item from the design and then issue it. So now, when I say 15 minutes, something is possible, you can really rely on that, right? So you can rely on that we have seen from many other customers. Yes, that's a small peek of what CPQ can do. And if you really need more details on how this can be also done to your company, you can reach out to us. And I'll just put back the control to Shubha and so that we have few more things to just share. Okay. So now it's time to really ask yourself, okay, you might think, hey, why I need CPQ, right? And I can still survive. Many of our sales folks ask these questions, CPQ will not allow me the flexibility because I cannot change the margins. I cannot edit this thing. It requires approval. Exactly. That is the real purpose of CPQ, isn't it, right? So just ask yourself how much time you are losing and how many hours you really lose for every quote for a small approval, right? And you also ask how many discounts whenever your sales team is making a discount, how many such offers are going unnoticed, right? And as a sales manager or responsible sales manager, do you have the visibility of your team or even a salesperson? Do you have the visibility on your fellow person who is working on a quote, right? Right from the day it has come to your queue until it got into delivery, what prices they are doing, what kind of designs which is getting created, right? So if you ask these questions and if you really feel on the negative side, it's high time you really switch to an intelligent CPQ tool like Lens CPQ, right? Yeah. So what I would or we would rather recommend is, it's not about replacing Excels. Um, you have to really move from a static system or rigid monolith systems to an intelligent, configurable, and workflow-enabled systems, which removes your manual effort to a guided activity and all the disjointed systems to a connected systems where your all teams work together. And instead of reactive, we should be really predictive, isn't it, right? So coding is actually where the sales intelligence begins, right? It should be really, really smarter, and we have to really make it smarter. So what we would say is like we have to really start your intelligence. How can you really start with your intelligence? You can join our pilot program, and we will help you simplify the coding process. And of course, please stay connected for further updates on our products. And here is where we have got our ways you can contact us. Um, you can reach out to this uh, phone number. We are available at LinkedIn at Lemonist Limited, also on YouTube for all these webinars. Can check out at Lemonist Cloud Solutions, and we can reach out to our website lemonist.com/contact for contacting us, and we are happy to help you. And soon we would see some of our company's fellow mates coming to us and solving their quoting problems. Yeah, over to you, Shubha.
So thank you, Arun. It's time for getting questions. So could you please share your questions? So Arun, the question is displayed on the screen. You can read and you can answer the questions.
It has gone out when I just okay, okay. We are selling well, okay, but margins are vanishing somewhere. Okay, can your CPQ show us exactly where we are losing margins and help stop the leakage? See, a CPQ will definitely help to identify or not identify stop leaks, but to identify the leaks. CPQ's primary role is to stop your leaks. But if your margins are getting leaked, definitely we need to do a, pipeline leak check of your company. And it could be a 15-minute audit we can run on your company and then understand where exactly your leaks are happening, right? And once you have a right CPQ, your margin leak can be protected. Yeah.
So I think I hope Danny got the answer. So let me switch to the next question.
We keep saying yes to every order, but production can't keep up. The deliveries are always late. How can your CPQ help with this? Yes. Nice, very good question, actually, right? It's one of the biggest problems of the sales. Sales can never commit when they can actually deliver the product. Because definitely we need to have the capacity of your plant and availability of your team, your factories, maintenance schedules, everything to be captured. Once this information is available, and if you are converting your quotation to an order, right? So, and we can actually plan. So this information can be used to get the planning data from the factory. So essentially, that's where we have a CPK tool, and Lens has got the capability of handling the deliveries also. I mean, sales orders and deliveries. So it should become from you should convert the quotation to an order, right? Not stop at the quotation, but you should also convert to an order. Once you convert that to an order, you can really identify your capacity with a simple planning. We can get to know like when it can be delivered, and it is all possible with your system itself. Yeah, Lens can do this for you.
So next question.
Yeah, important question. Sales and engineering are disconnected today. Can your CPQ help establish clear responsibility accountability between the two? See, okay. Um, CPQ is a tool primarily to bring controls and margin protections, designs, and other things. Of course, this tool also can help, um, integrating teams. But over and above, if you have a CRM tool or a tool for communication, this integration problems can be solved. And this is again already part of CPQ, right? So traditional CPQ will not have this capability where you can connect and talk to a design team from a sales standpoint. So the communication is broken, even though the system connects from a process standpoint, the team cannot connect. But our CPQ, Lens CPQ, is solving that problem by enabling the communication also between engineering and sales, right? And of course, we have seen the design screen, right? So the design screen is actually shared by the design process is started by will be started by the sales team, and it will be approved by the design team. So meaning they have their own responsibilities. They cannot wash off their hands saying that this price was not approved by us, right? So they always have the responsibility. With the connected workflows, we'll bring that kind of a responsibility, shared responsibility.
Yeah, uh, if you have any questions, you can post it. So, another one question we got.
Current process to CPQ. Okay. How complex will be migrating our current process to CPQ? It depends on your set of tools you have currently and the process you really follow. And we really need to run an audit on your existing process. And our typical timelines are the pilots are you know basically generally it takes 3 months for us to really roll out the first phase one of the CPQ, right? And it depends. Basically, we have done our average time is between somewhere between 2 months to 4 months. So, but we are good to go with the 90 days kind of a stuff. So, yeah, we conduct a workshop for about 2 weeks, and then we understand that and give a roadmap for again. We take another 2 weeks for giving the roadmap, and after that, it generally takes 8 to 16 weeks.
So, yes, we can stop here around it's almost time. So, thank you so much for the insightful session. Hope we got enough knowledge about what CPQ can do and how we can code faster using CPQ. And thank you people for joining us today. And we had a great session today. And this is the first series only, and we have a series of sessions in the CPQ series. So please stay tuned for our next series, upcoming webinars. So stay tuned. Thank you all.
Thanks everyone for now giving us an opportunity to speak about CPQ, and we hope you enjoyed the session. And we will see more sessions upcoming. And as I said, a detailed session is waiting for you on the CPQ based on your demands. And you want to really know more about our products, or you want to really do a audit pipeline audit on your system, on your company, then we can really help you out and solve your margin leaks and help you really improve your revenue. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Arun. Thank you, people. Thank you all.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.